Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. So as you can hear my voice, I got a cold. I came up here Monday night because the goal with the vocal now, as I said on the last video, is to just get the verses down, sing all the verses. And so I was going to spend the night, Monday night, just trying to get that verse down. I was going to film that, tape that, capture that. There's no tape and there's no film. I guess it would be SD card it. It's ridiculous. So I would do that. Capture the the footage of me singing just the verses, do that for a day, then come in and do the choruses, the second chorus, second and third day, maybe take like 2 to 3 days to get it. And so Monday was going to be day one, but as I was singing, I felt like something in my throat. I thought it was maybe just pollen, but I guess by the next day, I had the big shutdown, like full cold, like in the chest. Throats, doing all that kind of stuff. It's not even major, just problematic for, you don't want to try to sing your song that's going to exist forever with a cold. It reminds me of having to tour, because so back in the day when we were on a major management company and we're doing the record company thing, we would leave town, we would leave Atlanta on Wednesday, play Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, usually travel on Sunday back home, or Saturday night drive back home so we could be at home on Sunday. And then Monday, Tuesday we'd be at home, back out Wednesday. And we did that for a long time. And then sometimes we would go, for not come back. We did that a couple of times with Jackal, because we were opening for them. And that was pretty cool because we got to go with them when they would open for ZZ Top. So we would open for Jackal on their shows, then they would open for ZZ Top. And we didn't get to play, but we got to hang around ZZ Top and stuff, so that was really cool. But anyway, back in those days, my big neurotic fear was to have, a vocal problem, especially, when we were playing in front of a big crowd, showcase crowd, because like when you're playing those shows, they're trying to get you on the road to show record labels what you can do. Record labels want to come and they want to see a crowd. They want to see you, singing perfectly, all that kind of thing. So the pressure and the heat was on, and I just detest having vocal issues like to mess up a show. But if it happens, you just got to power through and do your best, because the show must go on most of the time. There's not a lot of leeway. If you can't perform, that's a drag. So I just always made the best of it and just try to survive it. Sing like a low version, have other guys in the band help you. It really sucks. There's not much you can do, and nowadays with everything being online, like on YouTube and everything, I can't even imagine how bad that would suck to watch a taped version on YouTube of having a vocal problem. So I hate colds and stuff like that. It's the most neurotic thing for a singer to have to travel in a van worrying about his voice all day. God, it just makes me nuts thinking about it. It's one of those things. It's just part of the life of a musician. All right, so I would be singing tonight, but because of that, I'm put off a little bit. But I'm excited about doing it, and I think I'll be able to get back on it Monday. Meanwhile, I had somebody reach out. I wish I remembered their name, a friend of the channel, and they were wondering what to do when you've recorded tracks. Let's say let's say it's an acoustic guitar track, or maybe let's say you have 2 tracks. It's a vocal and you got an acoustic guitar track, and that's it. And you want to send it to your computer, and you love the way it sounds. And you went to your EQ, you went to Pan EQ, and you did all kinds of cool stuff. Like maybe you used the EQ, and it's a 3-band EQ, and so you boosted the highs. Maybe you put those at 5, and you put the mid at 5, and you put the low at 7, and because you want to bring out the richness of the acoustic guitar. And your reverb send is on, say, 30, and you've got chorus on maybe 20 or 15. And what I love about the reverb and the chorus is that they're very subtle. It's like you can apply some, and it's not overwhelming. Sometimes when I'll take a track, and I've tried to do After Effects, like in Audacity or whatever, and it's just hard to find one. Or like I'll pull in some plugins and try those, and it's really hard to control the amount of reverb and stuff. It's like the effects are so powerful, whereas this is like a lot more subtle. So you've applied your 3-band EQ, you've applied reverb, you've applied chorus, and you're loving the way it sounds and it's perfect, and you send it over your computer and you're listening to it over there, and there's no effects. It's just a dry track. Bummer. What do you do? Because guess what? The Zoom does not export these tracks like that. So if whatever happens in the Zoom, you got to finish it in the Zoom. You have to master it in the Zoom. Otherwise, it doesn't exist. It doesn't stay on the track. All you've recorded is whatever you recorded. The rest of it will only exist if you go to the master and hit record play and make a master of it. So why not just make a master of it? It's a quick, easy workaround. So say you have the 2 tracks, and I would do them one at a time, like master each one separately, so you're not stuck with the 2 tracks together. But say first you have the acoustic guitar. You're going to go to the acoustic, say it's in track 1, and you go to pan EQ and you get your EQ right, and you get your reverb right, and you get everything sounding good, as good as you can. Now you're going to go to effect. You're going to bring your red fader. Make sure you bring that baby all the way down. And now when you go to mastering, I'm going to go to mastering, and it's the algorithm mastering. And when you choose mastering, you're going to go down and make sure the input screen says track 1. Now typically when I'm doing these videos, I'm doing it where it's going to the masters, so it affects all 24 tracks or however many tracks you have. Well, in this case, we're going to move it to track 21, 22, so on and so forth, all the way down to track 1 and 2, because we decided it was in track 1 and 2. And so that's where it's sitting. So you want to apply mastering to tracks 1 and 2. Then we'll go to edit. And you're going to EQ it the way you want it to sound. So you can start playing it back, slowly work up your fader, and start adjusting. Now you've got a whole new world of EQ to add to it. You've got your crossovers. You've got the 3-band compressor that has capabilities of adjustment. You've got synths high, synths mid, synths low on that. Your mix mount, the mids, the lows, a regular EQ, a normalizer with gain settings, a 3-band EQ, same as you have on your channel, so you can even get more kind of good stuff happening there. You can do noise reduction, all kinds of extra work similar to what you would do out of the Zoom in your computer can be done right here in this mastering mode, which is my favorite thing about the Zoom, honestly. And then you're going to just work your fader up till you get the levels perfect. You're going to turn on the master and hit record play. So you're going to light everything up red, turn on the master, hit record play, and you're going to record the track. When you stop, you're going to do the whole connect to the computer through the USB, and then you go down and you look for that master track. It'll say stuff like audio 00, as you know from the files if you go and look at them. Let me actually look at a couple and I'll tell you what they say. So it'll say something like mono 000, mono 001. Well, you'll also have something in that when you see it on the computer, it'll say master something like 000 or 001, so on and so forth, however many masters you've done, because you can do as many masters as you want, and the Zoom just saves them for you. And you can either delete them, like I'll connect the Zoom, pull the masters that I'm not going to use out because they up to like 40 gig, so you want to get rid of them if you're not using them. But it'll store them for you, and it's good to know that they're sitting in there in case you forgot about them. So I'd go in there and check it out and see if there's stuff you don't need, to alleviate disk space or to give yourself some disk space on your card. But that is a cool little workaround. Because if you don't do that and you're going directly from the Zoom to a computer and you're not doing any kind of mastering in here, as I said at the outset, there's no way to apply anything to it. You can't do the effects, you can't do the EQ, so you just get these dry tracks that you then have to do After Effects on in your computer, which may be your preference. But after having that question, I thought, oh man, that's something I should bring up, because it is a little workaround type of hack. It's not, I wouldn't say that would be the regular workflow that you would usually, do on the Zoom. But if you are trying to maintain all of the effects that you applied in EQ, go to mastering mode. Make sure it's in tracks, whatever track you're in, not the entire master, because you don't want to record everything. You just want to get that one thing, and you're going to disable everything else. So if you had other tracks, you're only going to play that one track, obviously. In mastering mode, bringing down your fader, slowly working it up, and also, you know, making adjustments as you listen, getting that final mix master. Now when you send that track over, it's going to have your original 3-band EQ. It's going to have, if you put reverb or chorus on, those are going to be in place. And you're going to have all the extras that you were missing from mastering mode, which, you know, I already told you all that. That's a 3-band EQ. You got compression with values you can change, crossover things you can change, noise reduction, blah, blah, blah. So just make sure that you don't forget and disable all your tracks. Pick one, you know, pick whichever track it's sitting in. Make it simple and put it in 1 and 2. And then you go to master 1 and 2. And make sure you have all the other tracks disabled that aren't pertinent to that track. Alright, so hopefully bringing that up, bringing that little workaround up will help someone. It luckily helped him. He was able to finish his what he was doing, and I'm hoping it'll help someone else who happens to be watching this video. Alright, so my plan is to try to rest over the weekend. I didn't do my usual exercise routine for the past couple days, so I can just get out of this, you know, just chill. And starting Monday, hopefully, unless something comes up, I'm going to get back on this. I want to rap this tune. The only thing that's, you know, slowing me down a tad is I don't have a follow-up song. So that's the other thing I'm going to do this weekend is really work hard on trying to come up with a new song. That would just be wonderful. All right, hopefully you guys have a great weekend. Everything's going okay with your projects. No major problems, you know, with what you're doing. But if you have any issues that come up and you need help, do not hesitate to reach out. I like helping people, you know, whenever I can. All right, next time.